Hello, my name is Juliet, and today I'll be discussing the wrongful conviction of Henry and Leon McCollum. This case is a prime example of how psychological factors can lead to wrongful convictions. I'll provide a short overview of the case and then I'll delve into the psychological factors that lead to, to the miscarriage of justice. I'll focus on the interrogation techniques, consideration of intellectual disabilities, and the problem of tunnel vision. In 1983, Sabrina Wu, an 11-year-old girl, was found murdered in Red Springs, North Carolina. Leon Brown, 15, and Henry McCollum, 19, were both intellectual disabled teenagers. They were implicated in the case based on coerced confessions. Despite the lack of evidence linking them to the crime, they were convicted and sentenced to death. Their convictions were overturned in 2014 by DNA findings, where the evidence revealed the real perpetrator, Roscoe Artis, who lived near the crime scene and had previous history of similar offenses. The first issue in this case is the type of interrogation. The interrogation techniques in this case were highly problematic. Leon and Henry were subjected to long and coercive interrogations without proper legal representation. A study conducted by Pedillo and Cassi in 2000 that bluff interrogation tactics increases false confessions among innocent individuals by creating expectation of future exonerations. Innocents believing in a just world are prone to waive their rights and cooperate, making them vulnerable. This tactic's benign appearance makes false confessions seem voluntary and true, complicating detection by police and jurors. This type of techniques can confuse and pressure the suspect into confessing to a crime they didn't commit. Number two, consideration of intellectual disabilities. The McCollum brothers' intellectual disabilities were not adequately considered during their interrogations. A study by Clare and Judson, 1993, found that individuals with mild learning disabilities are more susceptible to suggestion and coercion during interviews. This vulnerability makes them more likely to provide false confessions, as they may not fully understand the rights or the consequences of their statements. The investigators in this case failed to account for these factors, leading to unreliable confessions. Someone who may not be used to be taught in the way that the law enforcers were talking and communicating with Henry, he may have felt threatened by the police officers, and the quickest way out was him confessing for a crime he didn't commit. 3. Tunnel vision. Tunnel vision played a significant role in the conviction of Leon and Henry. Once the police obtained their confessions, they focused solely on building a case against the McCollums, disregarding other potential suspects and conflicting the evidence. The study by Elad 2022 found that police investigators are prone to focusing too much on their own affirmation and may ignore external evidence that contradicts their theories. In this case, investigators ignore the fact that fingerprints found at the crime scene did not match either of the brothers and failed to properly investigate Roscoe Artis, who later was proven to be the actual perpetrator. The fact that law enforcers did not interrogate Artis, who lived near the crime scene and had a history of similar crimes. This oversight is a prime example of tunnel vision, where law enforcement focuses on a particular suspect to the exclusion of all others. This phenomenon is detrimental to the justice process as it can lead to wrongful convictions and the real perpetrator remains free. In conclusion, the wrongful conviction of Leon and Henry McCollum shows the critical role that psychological factors play in the criminal justice system. Coercive interrogation techniques, the failure to consider intellectual disabilities, and tunnel vision all contributed to this tragic miscarriage of justice. By understanding and addressing these issues, we can work towards preventing future wrongful convictions and ensuring a better legal system.